can't lie, I almost had a heart attack. I'm not even joking. I could not believe it. I've had like loads of like, you know, verified and like loads of footballers and people DM me, but I have not once opened it, and to me, I don't know who they are. So I literally say to the guys like, please don't put your tongue down my throat. Hi, I'm Tanyel and I'll be playing Text on the Beach with Cosmo. I've got a text. Did your time in the villa differ to how you thought it would be? Well, obviously I was open to finding love and I didn't, so maybe in that sense a little bit. However, I feel like I made like really good friendships, so it still ended really good. Just wanted to enjoy the experience more than anything, and I feel like I'm glad that I went in going like thinking like that, because I feel like if you have high expectations or things don't work out to how you think, like I didn't want to plan anything. I just wanted to go and enjoy myself, and that's what I did, and I'm so happy. Who was the best and worst person to live with? Oh my god, this ain't gonna be too good. So I'd say one of the best people to live with was probably Lana, because obviously we started off together, we had a really good friendship, and she was just so nice to talk to and just easy to get on with. She'd do my makeup for me. Worst person to live with was probably Shaq, probably because I feel like he interfered quite a lot. And I always had like something to say, and told people off for like not cleaning enough, so obviously I don't really want to do the cleaning, but yeah. What surprised you the most about your time in the villa? I'd probably say like I don't really trust people easily, and I think I made that very clear, and especially men. I think how well I got on with Ron, and like to have such a good connection like that with like a man, and it just be friends. Like I honestly feel like he'll be my friend for life, and I think it's just such a genuine friendship, and I didn't expect that. But like in the villa, everything's so intense and everything's a lot deeper, and things progress so much more quickly. So it might seem strange on the outside world for that to happen, but in there, like anything that reminds you of family or friends or home is so much more important, and you like hold it closer to you, and I feel like that's what Ron was like to me. Do you have any villa regrets? I wouldn't say I've got any regrets. The only thing I'd say is I do feel like I stayed true to myself and pulled up anyone like with anything I disagreed on or whatever. However, I feel like I should have never second guessed myself in certain situations and maybe been even a bit harsher. I know who I am, and you shouldn't ever like second guess that. Not that I did, but I think, oh my god, am I being too much? Maybe they've got a reason, or no, you know exactly what you're doing in there, and I feel like you should just never doubt yourself. For accusations that the other girls excluded you from girl code, how do you feel about that? For example, when we were like deciding whether to get rid of Spencer, Kai or Aaron, I do feel like in that situation I understand that Olivia and Kai had a deep connection in some ways, but some of the girls were saying, but they've kissed and they've already done this. Just because someone else has kissed or been more intimate with someone else does not mean that I have a less deeper connection with someone. If that's the case, then it's like, what? So if someone kisses someone, I've got to do the same thing? I don't think that's fair, and the rule shouldn't apply to everyone. And I just feel like with certain things, yeah, maybe, or like in certain things that I've seen, like clips and stuff, like I feel like here and there people were trying like persuade Lana to have a different opinion on me, and I just think that's not fair. I feel like that could be a bit bitchy, but at the same time I feel like whoever in there knew that I was always straight and direct, and I've only ever stayed true to myself, and no one can ever say that I spoke about them behind their back, because I definitely said it to their face. Has anyone famous slid into your DMs since you left the villa? Okay, so I can't lie, I'm really bad with social media in the sense of like I barely check my DMs, and yes, probably I've had like loads of like, you know, verified and like loads of footballers and people DM me, but I have not once opened it, and to me I don't know who they are. But yeah, I haven't opened the DMs. But if they say something really funny, then I feel like that will catch my eye more and more likely for me to reply. Were you allowed to have your hair or nails on while you were in the villa? Okay, so because of COVID, no one is really allowed to come in and do anything for us. However, they had people like, I think it was like 3 weeks in, they had them quarantine and wear masks and stuff, and we had like on our day off, got our nails on, and I feel like that was really good. It just perked us up a little bit. So because I'm a hairstylist, here and there, like I would help the girls and do their hair, but there's only so much I could do because I feel like I only had time, just about enough time to do my own hair, and I was a priority. So other than me, I do like Lana's and Sammy's hair quite a bit. Who would you couple up with from the Casa Amor boys? I probably couple up with Kane just because I feel like he looked a little bit handsome, seemed quite chatty and a bit flirty. I feel like he seemed a bit more confident, but I haven't seen too much of it yet, so that's all I can go off by. I'm trying to pick the best out of a bad one. Are you surprised by Will moving mad in Casa Amor? I can't lie, I almost had a heart attack. I'm not even joking. I could not believe it. I thought if anything, Jessie would have done that. You know, like, because she's from Australia. I feel like the only doubt I had with them two is maybe she's not going to be here in it for the long run because she's so far away. Do you know what I mean? But I can't believe it. I don't know what's going on in there. But ever since I've left, they've obviously just started moving mad. And I just feel like he's making a bit of a mistake because that's not like him. But if he's found a deeper connection with this girl, then good for him. I feel like he will feel guilty and go back to Jessie, but the only thing is Jessie's really strong-minded and she doesn't like men not making her feel like a priority. Like, it's one thing that she said she would not have in there, and I feel like she's had that in her past, so she's very adamant, like, no way when it comes to stuff like that. So I actually think this is going to be a bit of hell for him. Do you think anyone is playing a game? Shaq and Liv seem to be quite interfering with what everyone else is doing, so that just makes me question what they're in it for. Tanya will not put up with Shaq's ways, and I feel like when he comes across a little bit like too much, and I think once with her, when she gets the ick, she just won't go back. I just don't see it working out in the long run. Who would you like to see win the show? So I would like to see either Sammy and Tom, or just Sammy alone, or Ron and Lana win the show. Like, they are my favourite two couples, and I feel like obviously in them, my best friends who I could say I trusted really well was Sammy, Lana and Ron. So any of them to win, I'd be really happy. Thank you for watching.